It's not session 2, it's session 4. My apologies. It's the second Google session we've done in this Minibytes series. This one's a parent's guide to Google Classroom. My name is George Tyson. I'm a senior education advisor with North Yorkshire Education Services and Schools ICT. Schools ICT is a traded arm of North Yorkshire Local Authority, and North Yorkshire Education Services manages the traded arms. Together, they're going to be rebranded as NYES Digital. So we've got a new logo, which is lovely. I'm going to flip out of this and I'm going to go straight into Google. What I have here is Google Classroom. Now, some of you may be familiar with it, some of you may not. So I'm going to go to my very beginning of my Google Classroom and hopefully you'll see where that works. What we have in Google Classroom is an interactive learning environment which children and staff can use to share resources, to have live lessons and to do various other tasks when they're not in the same place at the same time. You may be familiar with Google from your own personal use, and you may be familiar with Google from a child's usage of it. So we're going to start off with some various different tips and tricks. We're going to be going through joining new classes by using class codes. We'll be looking at the class structure itself and the tools at the top called Stream and Classwork and People, which you'll see shortly. So at the beginning, just to point out that this is a bit of a hybrid learning space. So my demonstration classroom is actually, I'm a bit of a teacher in some of the rooms and I'm a student in other rooms. So you can bear with me on this one and we'll see how we go. It just helps by having one demonstration to show both sides of the coin, so to speak. So here we go. These are my Google Classroom rooms, if you will. So I've got an intervention group, a demonstration, celebration space. I've got Bear class, 7AE, and Mr. Tyson's class. So I've got all these classroom areas, which are lovely. And this is what you should be greeted with when you join up with a Google Classroom. We're going to take it back one step before we go further and show you how to log in. So if I go to a new window, I would go to google.com. and just press enter. So I join Google. It looks familiar as anything else does. I agree to anything because I've got incognito. It pops up with a warning each time. So this could be Google on my phone. It could be Google on a tablet. It could be Google on a laptop. It could be Google on a Chromebook. It doesn't matter as long as you've accessed Google somehow. This is where we get to all of the Google education software tools. Once I'm at this Google homepage, I've got some choices. But the main ones are involved in the top right hand corner of the screen. On this one, it says sign in with a blue button, but sometimes it will have a circle with a letter in. If I just flip my screens over, you can see there I've got a circle with a letter in. The circle with a letter in means that somebody already is logged in or has been logged in before. And you'll notice that on your browser window as well. At the very top, you get a smaller version of that circle with a letter, which pings out the details too. So if you've got a circle with a letter in, or a circle with an outline of a picture or a picture in it, then it means that somebody is logged in or has been logged in. If it's not you or not the child who's got the Google Classroom account, you can change the Google account login by just clicking on the button, which is a circle, and signing out or switching user. If you've not got the circle with an initial in and you've got this sign in button, just click on the sign in button and you'll be taken to your Google sign in details. Once you've put in your email address, and it will prompt you for a password, and when you click on next, it will take you to your Google home page. So my Google home page for this account is that. So you can see I've got George in the corner there. It will pop up. Now, with Google, when you have an education license, which is what children and adults have in schools to access Google Classrooms and the like, you get a whole suite of tools to go with it. Google call it G Suite, just like Apple call their devices iPhone or iPod or iPad. Google call theirs G Suite. I'm going to hover over these 9 dots here. We call this the waffle and the 9 dots, but basically because Google is a browser-based system, which means it's fully on the internet, it means that you can't have a right-click function that works, because if you right-click on things, it's going to give you a chance to copy or to save a picture, but not much else. So you're going to have to look out for the 9 dots or the 3 dots, or there might be 3 sideways dots, or there might be 3 lines. I'll mention these each time, but it's the 9 or the 3, and that's what you want to click on to find more information. So I've logged in and I'm now faced with Google, but I can't see my classroom. Let's get there. Click on the waffle on the 3 dots by 3 dot grid. that Google Apps opens up, and then I get a scrolling space. Now every person's is different. And you can scroll up and down. These are all the Google tools I can use. Now Classrooms for me is at the very top, but if it wasn't and I wanted to move it, it's just a case of clicking and dragging. Like on your phone, you press and hold it, and if it starts to wiggle on your phone, you can move things around. But on Google, you can just drag it and drop it whenever you want to. There's other tools in here as well, which I'll not be touching on in detail today, but Docs is the Google equivalent of Microsoft Word, so it's a word processor. Sheets is the equivalent of Microsoft Excel, which is the spreadsheet maker. Slides is the same as Microsoft PowerPoint, which makes a slideshow or can be useful for doing graphic manipulation. Sites is a website maker tool. Meet is a video conferencing tool, the same as Teams or Skype. And then you've got various other tools down here like Maps and other ones. Forms is quite a nice one as well. And if you're feeling like you want to see how big the world is, you can click on Earth and go for a tour around the world. We're going to focus today on Classroom. So I just click on the Classroom icon and it takes me straight there. What you'll notice about the title is I could just skip the google.com. If I just type in the name of the tool I want to use before I go there, I'll go straight to that product. Because I'm logged in, I can go to classroom.google.com straight away. Or if I wanted to, I could go to Docs and go to Google Docs. Whoopsie daisy, it's not going to let me do it on this computer. I can go to different tools in Google straight away, just typing on the name. So it's classroom.google.com is the other way in. So now I'm here in my hallway, if you wish, with all my classrooms around me. If I wanted to join a new class, because I've been sent an email with a join code, I would need to click on this plus button up here to join a class. As a teacher, I can create a class too, but as a child, I can't. Now, what I need to look at is actually, do I get a class code? How do I get a class code and where would it come from? I'll show you the teacher side of things and then we'll enter a class code to join a different class. So in any classroom I'm already a part of, I can click on it and I can see here it's got a class code in this top colored area. If I click on the framing, I can make it bigger. And if I click on the framing, I can make it full screen. If anybody has that class code, they can join my class. As a teacher, I can give permission to let you join or not join, but that's where you get the class code from. Now, I've been asked by my colleague, my imaginary colleague, Anne Eagle, to join a new class. So on the classroom hallway, on the classes, I'm going to click on the plus and click on join class. This is the very beginning of things. So it's telling me who I'm signed in as and what it's asking for my class code. So the class code I've been given here by Anne Eagle is VK5Z7GN. So I just type that in and just press enter. It should send me in on the top. If enter doesn't work, you press join on the corner there and it tells you you're joining the class. The teachers can change the class code by generating a new link, so I'm not too worried about these text links going out, because actually the teachers can change them essentially at will. You'll see now I've gone to a 7AE science classroom. This is my new class from that class code. So if I go back using the 3 lines to classes, I've now got an extra science classroom here, as well as my Anne Eagle class down there. That's how you join a class. Fairly straightforward. Ask the teacher for the code. Click on the add, click on join class, type in your code, and then click on the join button. We've joined the class. We're now in here and we have an experience to have. I'm not going to go in this science room just yet. I'm going to go here into the Anne Eagle classroom where I'm a student. You can notice at a glance that there's some information on the top banner and the graphics there are just pretty. The teachers can change them as they wish. But what they can also do is they can put information here and announce something to your class. Now, students can announce things as well. So normally you get a hello, miss, or a hello, sir, almost straight away. In a classroom environment, so you get a hello, miss. And then Anne Eagle, who is my other computer at the moment, will go into their classroom and she can have a click on that and she will see that George Tyson has said hello, miss. And by having a quick check on that, she can read it and send a response back. I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so by using the @ sign, she can contact me. So using the @ sign, I'm just going to click on that and send it through. We should see in a moment my class comment response should get a hello, George. And that's got my email address on it because it's tagged me in. If I want to refresh the screen, I just click on this circle up here to reload the page. And I'll see the teacher comment has returned here. She said hello back to me. That's lovely, isn't it? So the stream is the flow of information through the classroom. Anything which a teacher has put on there is updated in the stream. Children can, if they've got the right permissions, make posts or reply to posts by just typing in the boxes. This is my reply. I'm clicking on the paper airplane button to post it. Each time you post it, the teachers can see it, they can mark it and give it back. And every time you've written something, you've got a 3-dot menu where you can delete your post if you need to, or you can copy the link to your post if you want to refer to it later on. Further down, you'll see that there's not some pictures, but there's some icons with a file, not a filing cabinet, what's it called? A clipboard. A picture of a clipboard on there. Now, Anne Eagle has posted 3 things with clipboards on. These are work assignments. So I've got a writing assignment, a reading and inferring from a text assignment, and I've got a challenge of how well do I know my town. Each of these are pieces of schoolwork, but if I look here, I can see that the writing assignment is due. And this is because the deadline dates have been set in the future. I'm going to ask my other login here just to change one of the assignment details so you can see currently writing assignment has a deadline. I'm going to put this reading and inferring from text deadline. I should have changed the name of that demonstration. I'm going to change that deadline so it actually works into the future. So if a teacher uses a deadline date, then you will see that the due date will pop up on your screen and it will pop up in your flow of posts in the stream section on the tab at the top. So I'm just updating the challenge as well, so we'll get some different dates and we'll see how that works. So the teacher's got to do the due date. I will show you on my screen, on the shared screen, in just a moment how that's done. But for now, I'm just clicking on this just to make it work for this classroom. So currently, before the refresh, here we go. My stream is being updated because my assignment now has a deadline date. If it doesn't have a deadline date, I won't see it on the side there. But right now I can see assignments with no due date would not be prompted this week, next week, and the week after. So they're all assignments based on date. If I go back to my classroom again, 7AE, and just look at the top, I can see in this preview, I've got the assignments. And if I want to, I can just go straight to the assignments and click on them straight away. Let's do that now. I'm going to click on my writing assignment due tomorrow, and it takes me straight to that piece of work, and I get a choice of adding or creating files for my classwork. Because Google's all in one place, it's got Google Docs and so on, then I can use them. Now my writing assignment for Miss Eagle is worth 100 points, so a percentage score. Write a poem and add it here. That's the only detail she's given, and I can add a class comment if I want to. I can add or create a file, or I can mark it as done. When I click on add or create a file, it gives me a choice of where to upload the file from Google Drive, from a link to a different website or a different web area, for example, a post I've showed you earlier on, or a file on my computer, for example, using the paperclip, much like an email attachment. Further down, I've got docs, slides, sheets, and drawings. But if I click on file for now, I can attach a file. I'll look at recent ones just for speed, and I'm going to upload this one here, which is my Anne Eagle writing assignment. And if I click on mark as done, I'll create a file. I'll take one from my desktop instead. Okay, so browse. Look at my desktop. I've got a demonstration Word document. So this is a Microsoft file, but it doesn't matter because Google can translate from Microsoft to Google and vice versa. You'll see the file gets uploaded and it prompts you to hand it in. So I'm going to hand that in now. So I'm going to hand in that attachment, and Miss Anne Eagle can then read it and review it. You can now see, after I've submitted my assignment, it says unsubmit. So if I've made a mistake, handed an incomplete bit of work or something else, I can unsubmit and try again. Let's go back. I've got one completed piece of work so far, one submitted piece of work so far. My next assignment is there, but my current assignment, which I've just submitted, is gone from that list. Let's go back into the classroom. The stream is fine, and the upcoming is telling me what's coming up, but where's the rest of my classwork? Along the top, you've got 3 tabs as a pupil. You've got classwork and people, as well as stream. Clicking on classwork, I can see here that I've got a writing assignment is grayed out. That's because I've completed that assignment and submitted something for it. If I look at these two, it's got their due dates there, and I've got the chance to click on those assignments, and I can find out more information. I can view the assignment, and I can then go to that submission page. If I wanted to ask my teacher about it, I could click on here and ask a private comment. The teacher will then see in private and can respond to in private. Going back on people, just so you can see the other people in the classroom. So the teachers is Anne Eagle, and there would be, if there was other example students in this classroom, you would see pupils and you'd see a list of names. Okay, I'm going to move back just very quickly to see the classwork, and I'm going to mark this assignment as Anne Eagle very quickly. I'm going to go to the marks for the teacher section, and I'm going to click on the writing assignment, which George Tyson has submitted, and I'm going to give him 75% because he did a really good job. But how do I know that? When I come back into my classes front page, I can't see anything there, but what I can do is if I click on this again, it just brings it back and refreshes it. If I look at my classwork, I can click on my writing assignment. I can see it's handed in. I view the assignment, and it should say here, once it refreshes, sorry, my apologies. Once it refreshes, it's not showing it's handed in. It's showing it's handed in. I have had that, and I'm just going to double check that I've submitted this. Return it. My Mrs. Eagle account didn't return the work, so I didn't know it was done. I just need to go back there. That's all my fault because I'm both teacher and student in this situation. So let's refresh this page. And my writing assignment is there. It says due tomorrow, and as it goes through, I can click on that, can view the assignment, and it says marked. My work's been marked, gives my score out of 100 up here, and my teacher comments are available in the private comments. It says well done. And the teachers can go through that quite quickly, but that's the 3 main areas. You've got stream, which is the flow of information. You've got classwork, which is where you receive and complete your work, and you've got people to see the other people in the class. With teachers and other people, you have got this opportunity to email colleagues or teachers directly by clicking on that button if it's been enabled by the school. But it's a bit different for every school. Just to give you an example of what the other side is like, sorry, my apologies. Let's just click on calendar there. The calendar shows me for every single classroom what assignments I've got due and when they're due, and it's color coded based on the classroom colors. I can alternatively click on this and let's pick 7AE, and I can see when my assignments are due. So that helps a bit of scheduling. That's the 3 lines and calendar. If I go back to classes, I'm going to go to Mr. Tyson's class because that's mine where I'm a teacher. And you can see the teachers have got this extra button here called marks, which allows them to click on that and they can track the scores of individual pupils and the work they've got. So this creates an online mark book as they go. The teachers can see the students and the teachers. The classwork, again, you can see and create all the tasks there. And the stream is the same from the teacher's position. And they get this upcoming as well, this due work today.